Everyone, it's me, Julia O'Connell. I'm coming on here to talk to you about Project Normandy, which is when Scientology decided to try to take over the city of Clearwater. They have succeeded to do that. They have bought over 230 buildings in the city of Clearwater, Florida. Project Normandy was a secret Church of Scientology operation where the church planned to take over the city of Clearwater, Florida. They tried to infiltrate the government offices in Clearwater, Florida, including their media centers. Gabe Casares, who was a mayor of Clearwater, Florida at the time in the 1970s when Scientology was purchasing the Fort Harrison Hotel, has stated all this. Gabe Casares also said it was like a paramilitary group because Scientology had armed guards on the Fort Harrison Hotel. And it was ran like a paramilitary group. Because Scientology with guards and guns were guarding the Fort Harrison Hotel. In the 1970s, the Church Scientology used a front group called the United Churches of Florida to purchase the Fort Harrison Hotel for $3 million, which is known as their spiritual headquarters and is also known as part of the Flag Land Base. It's where they do the upper level Scientology spiritual courses and auditing and training and all that. This was, of course, the time when LRH was turned away from many, many ports. He wanted to have like a land base. So him being away at sea and also trying to avoid the IRS for his tax fraud and his tax things were really his tax involvement, like he was avoiding taxes. And at that time he would have been forced to have to pay over $1 billion in taxes. That's a lot of money to come up with. In 1977, an FBI raid of the Church of Scientology marked their documents as top secret. So Scientology marked all of their documents top secret because they did not want the public to know what they were doing and why they were taking over the city of Clearwater. This was known as Project Normandy. They also wanted to find out how the city of Clearwater ran by infiltrating the city of Clearwater's government, their planning committees, their media, and they wanted to safe point that so that way they could take over the city of Clearwater. On November 3rd, 1979, the Clearwater Sun, now known as the Tampa Bay Times, ran an article with the headline, Scientology's Plot, City Takeover. This also later claimed that they were trying to take over the world. However, the Church of Scientology has taken over downtown Clearwater, Florida. If you go to downtown Clearwater, Florida and their Cleveland Avenue area, that is supposed to be a retail area. Majority of those spaces are kept empty. There is no business going on in downtown Clearwater, Florida. Scientology has safe pointed themselves with local government officials like Uthmeyer, Pat Bondi, Candace Owens, because she is linked to some high-level Scientology officials that are on Turning Point USA's board. The Church of Scientology targeted Gabe Casares too as well. They tried to frame him for a sex scandal in Mexico, and they also tried to frame him for a hit and run. Gabe Casares has stated in many interviews that Scientology is like a paramilitary group. Later, it was undisclosed that he was suing the Church of Scientology for $1.5 million. He settled out of court in 1986 with the church. One of the witnesses that testified during the FBI raid in the 1970s was Paulette Cooper. She was also framed by the Church of Scientology in their Dirty Tricks branch, which is now known as OSA, but back in the day it was known as the Guardian's Office. The Guardian's Office did all these dirty trick branch things to try to frame people. They tried to frame Paulette Cooper with a bombing threat to a foreign embassy outside of the United States. They found stationery with her fingerprint on it and tried to send a bomb letter to that organization. This almost left Paulette Cooper to try to kill herself because she was a known critic of Scientology, and she had been speaking out about Scientology for years. Same with Ron DeWolf. Scientology has taken over the city of Clearwater, and I'm going to talk to you about this because the Safeguard the Garden movement, they have gotten 7,100 signatures. They've gotten the signatures that they've needed to put it on a petition that the city of Clearwater can no longer vacate streets without the public's approval. Scientology has wanted to buy up Garden Avenue for about 2.5 years now. And they've also tried to purchase a marine lot, which is another lot that is now like a parking lot for people who are for the public, on the other side of the Fort Harrison Hotel. Scientology has been trying to buy up buildings for months in the downtown City Clearwater, Florida area. They've also tried to buy up hotels at 3 times the rate on the 19 corridor in Clearwater, Florida, so that middle management can be moved to the Scientology Mecca. They call it the Mecca of Scientology because it is their spiritual headquarters in Clearwater, Florida. In Clearwater, Florida, the residents are getting quite mad about this. The residents are upset. They appreciate the protesters who go out every Friday night and protest the Church of Scientology, because Scientology is a paramilitary group. They also are paid to play scheme, and people need to be aware of this. And if you ever see the terms applied scholastics in your school, that's a Scientology front group. And Scientology has many front groups, like the Commission on Human Rights. However, they don't believe in human rights. They are so very harmful to the people around, for the citizens of Clearwater, Florida. They can track a citizen's movements with those high-powered cameras. They spy on every member of the public. They've even harassed members of the public that live nearby. It's a proven fact. Scientology is so very harmful that this needs to be high priority, that we stop safe pointing Scientology. We stop having Scientology be safe pointed in our communities because they are a harmful paramilitary group hiding under the guise of religion, and they need to lose their tax-exempt status right now. This is why I don't feel like it's appropriate to chase any person doing good work in our anti-Scientology community who has helped many others in this space. Scientology is harmful. Scientology has targeted children and has targeted children right now to get them indoctrinated into Scientology. Children cannot consent in Scientology. And I'm going to continue to speak the truth about Scientology on a daily basis. Project Normandy should have been a wake-up call for all American cities. In downtown LA, they have many buildings. They even have an old church that they just recently purchased. Scientology has done a lot of damage in our country. And they have safe pointed themselves with people like RFK, Pat Bondi, Uthmeyer. These organizations in Florida are taking Scientology's money and running with it to transform downtown Clearwater into a ghost town. It's a proven fact. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Do all the things that you want to do. Support the people you want to support. Yes, I'm wearing my Europe shirt. John got me that one year for Christmas because he knew I loved the band Europe. And I make no bones about that. But take time for your day. Do the things you love. Support the people you love. Go out for a nice walk if it's sunny and warm for you. If it's not warm, I'm sorry. It has been pretty cold here too as well. We're finally getting to see the ice melt. Because it's been a long 2.5 weeks that we've had this ice on the ground. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Take time for your family and friends. Do the things you love. Don't send any hate to anyone in your own personal life. Thank you and have a great day. Do the things you love. Take time for your family and friends. Thank you and have a great day.